Whistlepicked, the timing is done.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hero Club Live for another session of PairOfSocks Lost. We are Hero Club, and this is not the main thing we do on Hero Club. No. The main thing we do is our podcast where we take our TTRPG sessions that we record live around a table, and we edit them down painstakingly, I might add, with sound effects and music into these tight, taut little audio anthologies of all different genres. You can start wherever you want and listen to whatever kind of story you want to listen to. Well, we have so many. We have noir. We have gothic western. We have space. We have animal pirates of multiple varieties. We have Christmas. We have so much Christmas. We have we have slasher flicks. We have stoner flicks. We have Tarantino send-ups. We have adventure. We have adventure stories a la Indiana Jones and you know, that kind of stuff. What else do we have? We have so much. If I'm missing any, which I am, please go ahead and correct me in the comments by listening to every single one of our seasons and telling me why I'm wrong all the time.
Christmas nights.
I said Christmases.
You said Christmases.
Did you say Secret Christmas?
No.
You said multiple Christmases.
Because I said multiple, but Secret Christmas is Secret Christmas, and we don't talk about Secret Christmas here. But here, we just sit around, hang out with some friends, and play some Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your Dungeon Master, Dylan McCullum, and I'll tell you more about this campaign in a second. But let's talk to our players. Let's say hi to our players. It's been a second. Let's start with I'm feeling John. John, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to say.
Hello, my name is John Madison. I play Tone Zazuru, a level 25 wizard, arcane wizard. Sorry.
He tricked
Surprise,
me.
DM.
He tricked me.
If you just level up, no one can stop you.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Wish 10 times.
I can't contradict him. Shit.
A level something wizard chef who is preparing for the most epic of fantasy cooking challenges, and also helping improve an amazing hotel in this flying city that is John Madison's dream, and I probably want to live there one day, called Fable Rise. And the sign I'll teach you today, which is a really fun sign to learn, is pasta. And if you take your pinkies and go like this, and then pull it side, it's almost like you're spinning spaghetti and pulling it away. And that is pasta.
I like that.
Do you make a smile when you pull it away, or do you just straight?
I think I'm just smiling because I like it. But I don't.
I think that's more fun. I don't know if that's right.
I think it is. That's right. I'm just watching the video again, and it is.
I just.
It is pasta. It's sort of like pasta. You could also roll it around one.
Oh.
Just booked my flight. There's an ASL version of Rent going on in New York.
Awesome.
They're doing an ASL performance of Rent, and so I'm very excited to see that. Just booked my flight for that. Anyway, let's move on.
Are they gonna also sing?
No. It's what it's going to be is it's going to be actually to a backing track of the original soundtrack, the original cast recording.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Generally it's like so cool. Anyway,
awesome.
Let's move on over to Hannah. Hannah, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to say.
I'm Hannah. I play Marabella Graveneye, a level 9 cleric of the Grave Domain. Pew pew, chow, shovel shovel, dig dig, ground, cover it. Shh, secret. And my fun fact today, Secret Christmas. She buries bodies like Hero Club buried the secret season. Shh. My fun fact today is that a group of pugs is called a grumble.
I mean,
I like that.
I love that.
I love
Are we
that.
surprised?
No, we're not.
Do we love it? Yeah.
And you know what? We really should. We should have leaned into just naming every single different animal a different group. Like, we shouldn't have stopped. Every single one should be different. Because I love it.
Are.
Huh? Not every single different animal, but a lot. A lot are. I love that. Let's move on over to Jasmine. Jasmine, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to say.
Hello, I am Jasmine. I
Hello.
play Zara, She is a level... Are we? 9. Level 9. Sorry, I had to do math.
Yeah, yours is insane to write. Everyone else's is like, they're a level 9 this, and yours is insane to write out for people.
I'm a level 5 rogue, a level 3 fighter, and a level 1 warlock. So that adds up to 9. And yeah, that's me.
Thank you, Jasmine. And last but not least, Marty. Marty, tell us who you are, who you're playing, and anything else you want to say.
Hello, everyone. I'm Marty Abbey. Is there a problem?
Is it because of the ramen? Are you feeling the ramen?
Oh, before we go any further, I should let everybody know that I made too much hot pot ramen with very poor time management before we got on stream, and I ate it in about 20 minutes. So I play Golzog and Tested Scarf. He's a level 9 orc monk.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't usually prepare a thing like a sign language or a fact.
No, you don't.
Okay.
But you did tell everyone that you ate too much ramen way too fast, and you know what? That's
well,
fun
we're all
enough.
supposed to say like
That's
what's
a fun
going on
personal
with us
fact.
or whatever.
Well, I think if anyone was watching your box diligently, which I was, they could notice you just going, oh. And I was like, someone needs to explain.
Please
It was
don't
like
make me
the
laugh.
day you
It's
had
difficult to
Italian
breathe.
for lunch, Dylan. I loved that.
Huh?
It was like the day you had a big Italian meal for lunch, and you're like, I don't know what's happening today. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
You're like, anything's gonna happen.
Look, there are some meals that you just shouldn't have for lunch, and big Italian meals are just not the kind you should.
Big Italian pasta is definitely
No.
especially like American portion.
Yeah,
Italian
no, I'm not talking
is-
like
is-
light Italian. I was talking like, buca de beppo. We don't have
Yeah.
to we don't have to relitigate this.
family serving size, but this is just for me.
Buca de Beppo.
Buca de Beppo over here.
Buca de beppo. Buca de beepy.
Is that the name? Is that going to be the name of one of the chefs in the competition now? Or
Sure,
Oh my
fuck
gosh,
it.
there
Sure,
has
fuck
to
it,
be
why
an
not?
NPC named Buca de
Fuck it.
Beppo.
Buca de
so
beppo.
I really like ramen, bro. Did I unfreeze?
Oh, time traveled. Wow, it's already happening.
Did I?
He
Did I
really
unfreeze?
likes ramen. Did
Yeah,
I
you
unfreeze?
really like
is
ramen.
what I get.
Yeah, you
Look,
really.
I really like ramen, and I want to be clear that it wasn't instant ramen. Like, I took the time and like chopped vegetables, boiled them, put in a broth mixture, and that's why it took long. It's why I only had 20 minutes to eat it. It's because I made like real ramen, not like instant like.
Did you make your own
Dehydrated
like miso egg? Or
No.
not miso eggs, sesame like the eggs?
Like,
I like
Eggs are my
throwing a-
favorite part.
I like throwing a raw egg into the boiling water and then just like mixing it into the broth
Yes, the soy
rather
egg.
than-
Thank you, Hales.
rather than like a hard boiled type.
I have a
Oh, I
great
love.
ramen
I order
recipe
an
for
extra
you.
one every time.
I have a great ramen recipe.
I promise
For-
I'm not gonna have ramen again for at least forever. So
Okay.
That's just so
No
not
need to
true.
tell me.
I know you.
That's a lie.
That's
Why
a
would you
lie.
lie to our
I'm put off of it
loyal
for at least a
fans?
day.
really good.
You went from forever to a day.
Yeah, it's gonna be. I'm hot.
Delayer, buddy. Take it off.
I'm hot.
Getting sweaty.
Buca de beppo is a war forged from Avernus, and they're in the cooking competition now.
Is there
A
also
war
going to be a
forge.
Chef Boyardee, and he's just really bad? Does he get caught cheating?
Fuck it. It's episodes. This entire series was to show people what real D&D with friends is like, and this is what it's like.
Can I
It's not some amazing lore from George Daddy Primavera. It's this bullshit right
No.
here.
It's
The lore is
pasta,
good.
It's
bitches.
Gotta- We gotta
me
put
just say-
Buca de
Pasta.
Beppo down as a haven name for pandemic. Some of us are also in a pandemic legacy game, and we named the little places, and we've chosen to name them after chain restaurants.
Okay, we have been
That's
saying
fun.
things that aren't the D&D game for far too long. I'm Dylan McCullum, your dungeon master. Hi everyone.
Buca de
This is
Beppo.
PairOfSocks Lost. This is, wouldn't you believe it, our 50th session of PairOfSocks Lost.
People can tell because of how dialed in we are.
Yeah, because of how absolutely dialed in we are. I love
Yeah.
how, literally there was a moment during my intro when I was like doing the intro, I was like, wow, I am really dialed in on this intro. I've done it 50 times. Like, I'm not stumbling. That was so slick. And then I'm like, and then just
And
over
then
the
you
cliff.
level 12.
And then we level 12.
Let
It's
me-
never too late to level 12.
It's never too late to level 12.
Never.
Yes, John?
I'm sorry. I want to say one last thing
Yes.
before we go in. I think it's a really good indicator of how good people we are that we haven't spent the entire campaign just pranking Marty, saying, "Oh, you're frozen," like once every other session.
You know that when I freeze for you, you all freeze for me. Like, I can tell.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
that's why.
Well,
That's why whenever
that
he
ruins
comes,
that plan.
that's why whenever it happens, he comes back super depressed, or like it always happens where like he's super excited and then he comes back and he's like, "Am I
You're
here?"
right.
Yeah.
I have
Anyway.
said this before though, but he would make Marty would be cast as a really good time traveler in a movie.
He would. He would.
Anyway, I'm done.
All right.
How do we know he's not one right now? Yes, let's continue.
I'm Dylan McCollum, your Dungeon Master for this evening. This is PairOfSocks Lost. This is the 50th session of PairOfSocks Lost. PairOfSocks Lost is loosely based on the movie of the book of the musical of Wild Beyond the Witchlight, the 5e adventure book from Wizards of the Coast. I have torn it to shreds and lightly sprinkled in, majorly with a heavy hand sprinkled in influences from Wizard of Oz, Peter Pan, and oh my god, why do I always forget one of the three? It's like Wizard of Oz, Peter Pan,
Wizard of
and
Oz?
Alice in Wonderland. Why?
Fair.
I always forget one of them. I don't know why.
Narnia.
We also put some Narnia in there. We put some Phantom Told with anything. Surface level, I kind of shunked it all in there, make my own headcanon, force my friends to
How's
walk
Living
through it.
Castle?
And I'm just very happy that we're all here together on this 50th session to play some D&D. Shall we get into the recap, gang? Oh boy. Last we left off, our party had successfully changed the narrative in the city, perhaps even in most of the Feywild, that they were not against the Queen of Glass, their seeming adversary in this moment. No, they were the champions of the Queen of Glass. If the Queen of Glass was going to make them their villains, they would make themselves her greatest heroes. For they were the slayers of the Queen of Hearts, presenting a story of them all with the slain, severed head of this evil, monstrous queen who'd been apparently, at least in the story that the Queen of Glass was weaving, ravaging this land of thither. And in this masterful play, everyone bought it. And so, these heroes set about to make sure that their legend was secure. To make sure that in the coming days, they would have what they needed to circumvent an attack that the Queen of Glass was planning. And potentially see if her plans had changed. But also, it had been a long time since these adventurers had had any moment to themselves. So they took those. Finding little bits of information here and there. Zara sneaking into Razakar's penthouse office, learning that he was at least in cahoots with the Queen of Glass in some way. Trying, in some small part, to send that information off. Maybe make him look bad. Not sure if that was fully successful, but she still does have the information that Razakar is at least trying to keep this city under his control. He clearly believes that he knows more than the Queen of Glass. Over on Tone's side, Tone was able to see and find the back door into Fable Rise, the teleportation circle that was being used, at least in some part, by the Queen of Glass and her lackeys, the White Rabbit. Seemingly kind of destroyed, down by the Weaver's Den and also the familiar glade, where he had a lovely time with his younger half-brother, trying to deal with their shared trauma and father issues, and maybe not making the best and wisest of decisions, but they got themselves matching tattoos. His brother maybe doesn't remember that so much. And Marabella had a lovely time procuring diamonds with Tamarel. She made an interesting observation of Marabella Graveneye, saying that in the flames, she was something of a comfort, spooky but lovely, something that lulled people to sleep, almost like a lullaby. Who knows what that means? Then she went on a date. A date with, again, young Tone, Zuru. Not Tone, Tomas. Tomas. And when they went to the familiar glade, and they kissed, a wild magic surge went off, and spectral butterflies exploded out of them because it was the cutest fucking thing that could have happened ever in the world. But in all this time, there is still more to be done this week by this party of adventurers. There is another member that has been doing something all week long. And we're going to find out exactly what our good friend Golzog and Testin Scarf has been up to.
I assure you, I've been brainstorming all week about what I was going to do. It hasn't been far from my mind. And, no, I haven't thought about it. I'm really sorry.
Well, fine. It's fine, because the first thing that happens is actually...
Oh, great.
This. Golzog. In a liminal space and time between your meeting with the Darlings and getting that kind of picturesque thing taken of you holding the head, and the story coming out, the whirlwind of things happening within this week leading up to the time where you were told you have time to do whatever you want. You find yourself back in that familiar forest that you've been time and time again. The soothing sound of wood chopping in the distance.
Gonna go towards the chopping wood noise.
Okay. You make your way through the woods. And there you see, once again, this visage of yourself, this other you, that has been constructed always there, by the Feywild, by yourself, unclear, odd. Make an insight check for me.
Great. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As you walk up to him, you see that he's swinging an axe, cutting wood. He still carries himself handsomely, confidently. You start to notice that, the chiseled jaw, the muscled features, the overwhelming sense of splendor that you once saw within him, he looks just a little bit more plain. He looks a little bit more like you. Like just who you are. Plain and simple.
Hey, man. Everything good?
Ah! I don't know. I'm feeling strange.
Please continue.
Kind of like thunks the axe into the wood, sits on a stump, cracks his neck. I feel like this is going to be insulting, my friend. I feel like I'm doing a lot of the heavy lifting lately.
Well, what do you mean? I mean, that's a little hurtful. Look, this is where I come, willingly or unwillingly, when there's like some sort of either epiphany I need to come to, or I need to like get my shit together, so to speak. And usually, you're Mr. like confident, has all the answers guy. And right now you seem a little more on my level, which isn't good, because I've got a doozy of some info for you. In case you haven't heard, by way of being me already, I'm marked to be a monarch.
Right.
And we're gonna go up against, like, the queen of this whole place. And it's not even guaranteed if I get to go home after or not. But that's, like, my best shot.
I guess it's,
And you feel like you're doing the heavy lifting?
Well, I mean, can you deny that I am?
I'm literally doing all the lifting. I'm the one with the body going around, a rabbit with control over time powers, just tried to kill us
Yes.
a couple days ago.
Right.
I was the one flying around fighting him. I am pretty sure I put a couple civilians out of commission on that one. It wasn't good.
Are you sure it was you who did that, or it was me? Was it your fists or my fists?
It felt like it was me.
Whose fists did it?
You're talking about the other 6 fists?
Whose fists did it?
Your fists. But
How many times have your fists struck a face? Yours.
listen, a couple times. I use a stick.
On
sometimes.
purpose?
Yeah. Usually, like, I'm gonna say, guessing, 1 out of 3 times, probably.
Right, okay.
1 out of 3 times, it's me.
And so you're going to say that 1 out of 3, meaning that I'm 2 out of 3, and I'm not doing the heavy lifting here.
Shut up. You're me. I'm you. We're each other.
Do you know that?
Well, I wouldn't retreat to this liminal space if I knew it in my heart, I guess. But, okay, you go. What? You feel like you're doing the heavy lifting. Please, log your grievance with me. The owner and operator of the body.
Are you the one operating it? Or is it me taking over every time?
I don't know, man. I remember all the fights. I'm aware of all my faculties while I'm doing it.
Right. So I guess my point is this, is that are you brave?
No, that's the whole point. No, I'm not brave.
So
That's
then
why
so then I'm brave.
Yes.
So then you need me.
Yes, why do you think I came here?
So then without me, what would you do?
I'd probably run away. Kind of like I did when my village got attacked. And I mean, part of that was curiosity, I tell myself. But, I appreciate you, man. I don't know what I would do without you.
Can I tell you my fear?
Sure.
My fear is this. You want to go home.
Yeah.
But what if I can't go with you?
Well, at home, well, it's gonna sound hurtful. Before, I was doing fine, but I also didn't know you then. I would love to figure out a way to unlock it so you could come with me, but shit's crazy here. I don't know how things work in the Feywild. This is all way beyond anything that I'm familiar with. I don't even really know how long we've been here. It feels like forever, but it also could be like 50 weeks, give or take. Like 53-hour sessions.
So you become a monarch here. What do you
Yep.
do? Do you stay?
I mean, look, if I have to become monarch to help defeat the Queen of Glass, great, I'll do it. If I need to stay one after to help set everything else up or whatever, like make sure it doesn't all go to shit. Like, yeah, I hadn't thought about that at all.
You see, he kind of picks up the axe and like thunks it into the wood once again. That's why I'm not feeling good.
Yeah, I got it.
You don't know what you want. Do you even want to be brave?
No, I would love to not have to be. I would love for life to stay breezy, man. It doesn't come naturally to me, is what I'm saying. Or at least not anymore. I mean, like I remember a time when it did. But like, you know, kind of once I started to come of age, you know, when you need the bravery, it disappeared. Like, I never ran the trial of the quaking leg like my brothers, who I'm kind of haven't thought about in longer than I'd like to admit. I worry about them. I wonder how they're doing.
Golzog,
Mm-hmm.
in this moment, you turn around and you see the axe fall to the ground.
Like out of the stump?
Like out of his his
sure.
hand, like falls to the ground. And you look back at the trees and the stumps, and what was once like a lush forest of like redwood trees, all dead, dried out. Wind starts howling. You're alone. Like almost like a hard cut, just gone. What do you do?
Okay. I are you trying to make like some kind of point? Other me? Golzog is gonna search for his braver self.
Make an investigation check.
Come on. 5.
You turn and look around. The trees are encroaching, getting thicker and thicker, these dead branches, almost turning into like a bramble. You're finding yourself getting lost in a maze, almost going around and around in circles. Not sure where you are. Up and down the sky, almost like a sun backed by gray clouds. Just the whisper of light, harsh behind you. Hot heat. Can't
Hello?
find him. An arrow sticks into the ground beside you.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Make a perception check.
17.
17. You pick up the arrow. This arrow you do recognize. You recognize the cut of the stone, the wood, the feather. This is from the Varnath Sul.
Oh.
And then you look up because you see on the ground a shadow. You look up into the sky, and the sun is being blotted out with a rain of arrows.
No!
What are you doing?
Can I look ahead at where the arrows have been fired from?
Yeah, sure.
Golzog?
Yeah,
Go ahead. I looks ahead to try to find the army that presumably shot these arrows.
Yeah, make a survival or perception check.
Ugh. 9.
9. Right around you, the arrows seem to strike targets. You shield yourself. You can't find yourself moving any further. You almost feel stuck in place, fear racking your body. You can't move forward any further. You can't find the nerve to move. But you do hear something, not just arrows hitting the ground, not just arrows hitting stone or wood, the thunking into ground. You hear the sound of gurgling blood, of skin. But nothing hits you. You're unscathed.
Huh?
You look down next to you, and you see your father, Bogath, dead, lying in a pool of blood riddled with arrows.
Golzog sinks to his knees.
You then look
And
out.
cradles his dad in his arms. Sorry.
Almost as if appearing before you, like flowers sprouting up out of the ground. The body of your mother, Ulza, your brother Margith, Dozakar, Yarthis, Ulangarl, Nogash. You see, like, the kite sail shredded to pieces on the ground.
The kite sail?
Like the kite that, like, your brother was making to fly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and just completely shredded to pieces. And you then almost see, like, a pop-up book. Your camp being, like, erected from the ground. Like... And you're surrounded by your dead clan, your dead family. Make a perception check for me.
$22.
22. You do hear, as you're cradling your dead father, you do hear it coming from Dozakar.
Golzog gingerly puts down his dad, doesn't throw him aside, goes over to Dozakar. Doz, hey bro. Dozakar, what's up? What's going on? What happened?
You failed us.
Tears stream down Golzog's face at hearing Dozakar say something he has never said to him. It's also his worst fear of hearing that. Hearing that sucks. I didn't know I was gonna get taken here. I'm sorry.
Blood coughs. Give up. Just give up.
Golzog grabs the dying Dozakar's face and looks at him and says, "Who are you?"
Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
"19.
On a 19, you know that you were dreaming. And you are able to tell your worst fear, your fear of your family not believing in you, that is true. But they'd never tell you to give up. Something is trying to fuck with you at this moment. Something is trying to get into your head. It finds no purchase.
Can I look for it in this space?
Make a insight or arcana check for me.
Botch.
Okay. On a botch, I think you know something is trying to mess with you. It's not getting to you. You know this isn't your dream. You know, on some level, you know that this is an illusion. But you haven't seen your family in what feels like forever. And you find yourself just kind of entranced by the sight of your dying brother, even though you know it's false. As suddenly as it began, you find yourself waking up in your bed back at David's.
Ugh. Okay.
And now, the week has begun. What would you like to do for your week, Marty? What would you like to do, Golzog?
Conquer my fear.
Okay.
Top priority is gonna be, I don't know, I guess if I can either meditate or go to sleep on purpose and find the source of someone trying to fuck with me in my dream world and stop them from doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. With the goal of becoming one with other Golzog.
Understood. Okay.
I'm trying to get my head right so that I can stay ready and I don't have to get ready.
Understood. All right.
And if need be, I'll enlist Sir Talavar's help.
Okay. Well, you already have advantage because of everything that's going on right now.
Right.
What kind of check are you looking to make? Like, what's a check that you would like to make based on your, skills, and then we'll see what we can do.
I mean, obviously Dex, but I feel like actually it's a wisdom check.
Okay.
Either straight wisdom or maybe not survival, although I'd love it to be survival. Not animal handling, but like, I guess like a straight wisdom.
Yeah, we'll make it I guess a saving throw.
Yes, conquer my fear. Wisdom saving.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it a wisdom saving throw. We're gonna have it. And yeah, so give me a. Yeah, this is a little vague on this, but yeah, give me a wisdom saving throw with advantage. The DC is 5.
Okay, cool. Oh my god. Jesus Christ, are you kidding me? I might use my inspiration for this.
Okay.
I rolled a 6 and a 9.
Okay.
I know the DC is 5.
Right, so you have succeeded, but I understand you want to have a better success. I get that.
I would like to have passed with flying colors and basically be like, I'm there, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's for my week, so I assume.
Yeah, you don't get inspiration every single day.
I don't get 7 inspirations. I get one inspiration.
This is one for the whole activity we're doing. Yeah.
Great. I mean, I have some other stuff I want to do. Nothing feels like it's anywhere near as important as getting it right. So, yeah, I'm going to use my inspiration and do it again.
Okay.
That's just another straight roll, right? Wisdom saving throw?
Yep.
That's much better. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, okay. So, how this manifests is you're kind of shaken by this vision and also the idea that someone is trying to fuck with you. You talk with other members of your party, you talk with other people about, what kind of spells there are, what kind of things going on when it comes to becoming one with yourself. You more than anyone, I think, when you start talking about this to people like Tamarel and to David's, you're pretty certain at this point. Tamarel, I think you would find yourself talking with Tamarel. Tamarel is a seer, and you find Tamarel kind of talking with, talking with like Gloryhoof. At one point, like almost, now everyone is kind of meeting at David's is kind of like this watering hole. Everyone's kind of there together. So Pavel and Gloryhoof, Tamarel, you go to them, and I think you'd see Tamarel go, Golzog, what are you looking for there, darling?
So when I sleep or I dream, sometimes I'm not quite asleep, but sometimes I go to this other place where there's another me. And other than the most recent time I went, he's always been confident and self-assured and good with a blade. Stuff I've never been back home. In the Broken Spine Canyon, orcs are a warlike people, and we, it's all about what you can take and defend, and I never really contributed to that lifestyle, and never felt like a bloodlust or even a desire to do battle or anything like that. And here, I've had to fight, like, with my friends to protect myself, protect them, whatever, but, like, I guess it doesn't come naturally, and I'm trying to figure out how to become, like, the master of my domain, like, of that other place, and have that other me, who I think it's all in my head, but have that other me be myself. so that, like, when I summon the arms, they're really my arms.
You see, Tamriel just goes like, "Oh, that is quite a lot of. All right.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm coming to you. I'm freaking out.
Understood. Yeah, that is quite a lot to intake. You then just see kind of Pavel hold up a hand, just, like this little tin soldier. He just kind of like stands up gruffly. So what you're saying is, there is a other self that you believe to be with you. And you believe that there needs to be a merging of yourself into this, yes?
Yeah, I think so. And I mean, I could, like, just sleep a lot this whole week. And I'm prepared to do that. But I want to, if I really have to be a monarch, like John said, I want to make sure that I don't screw it up.
Right, there seems to be a lot on your shoulders, Golzark. And that's just Glory Hoof just kind of going like, there seems to be a lot on your shoulders, Golzark. Isn't that right, Pavel? Yes, there seems to be quite a lot on your shoulders.
I mean, it's not just me, it's all of us. But that's like, we each have like a whole bunch on our shoulders, and I'm just trying to handle my part.
Right. You see Pavel and Gloryhoof kind of start whispering to each other. Tamriel goes, "Well, you know, I can peer into the flames a little bit. I've been doing some of that, and my god only really shows me certain things of certain people. And I'll be honest, Golzog, I actually haven't seen much in the way of you. When I look into the flames, I feel
Don't know why you would.
Well, it has nothing to do with self-worth or anything like that, dear. It's just if certain things or certain messages are more connected to certain other people. I've been seeing a lot of Marabella, but not so much of you. Make a persuasion check for me, Golzog. This is not one of their checks. This is just an extra check going on.
14.
You see Pavel and Gloryhoof look at you and go, "If we take you somewhere, will you promise to be cool about it?"
Yeah, absolutely. I promise.
All right, but you are somewhat of a scaredy cat sometimes, so you promise you won't scream.
Yes.
I think he's going to scream, Pavel.
I will not.
Come with us, Golzog.
Okay.
They start taking you out into the city one day. You kind of go along with Pavel and Gloryhoof out into the city, and you start going down towards the lower spiral. And they are kind of like sneaking through certain passageways, kind of like you find them very clearly like marking off certain passageways, always with what you now know after you've seen it quite a lot, like the Weaver's symbol. At least that's like they are known as the members of the Weaver's Guild. And you see them kind of heading down towards this weird area of this kind of, this floating city, this mountain, past all the more modern and paved roads towards this lower area of the city where there's kind of like caverns and caves. Like down towards beneath the sky docks, there's this like cave entrance where like there's like very like clearly ever burning torches kind of lined. All right. But like as you're walking, Pavel just says, "So we're going to bring you to I think you have a lot of reticence, unknowns in your head. It seems like you don't quite know what it is you are?
I mean, I know what I am. I'm an orc from the Broken Spine Canyon who,
Do you
lives with his
know-
family and stuff.
Do you know where your power comes from?
What, the arms?
Yes. Have you ever
Like,
even questioned it?
No, I've quit. I mean, I guess they come from other Golzog. I wasn't able to do it back home. That's something new here.
Have you ever questioned who other Golzog is?
Guess not, like, questioned. I've wondered if he's like the me I would have been if I, like, hadn't lost my nerve.
Have you ever questioned his intentions at all?
No, I mean, he's me. Why would,
Are you sure about that?
well, not now. What are you getting at?
We don't know. This is why we ask questions. And are you sure that what it is you lost was your nerve?
I mean, that's what I call it. Look, I remember being like a fearless little kid, like really brave. And then sometime after I first came to that carnival, I lost it. Whatever you want to call it. My nerve, my mojo, my bravery. Like, I stopped being the orc poster child.
Well, understand who you're about to meet. They may not wish to meet with you, and if that is the case, you'll know pretty quickly. They are the leader of our guild. They are odd.
Okay.
Just so you know, Golzog, the way they talk is very difficult sometimes to understand. But once you get a feel for it, I think you'll understand what's happening.
All right.
Try not to get too frustrated, alright?
I feel like I'm gonna get frustrated. Are you guys gonna stay?
The conversations with the Weaver are best done one-on-one. You'll see why. It gets complicated the more people there are.
Okay. Let's do it.
Do you take a torch and enter into the dark cave?
Yeah.
Make a... And again, this is like an extra thing. Make a wisdom saving throw for me.
13.
13. You take the torch, and you feel something spark within you. Like thrum along. That makes you take that next step. Make a nature or survival check as you are going down this path.
12.
12?
Yeah.
It feels like this is definitely not man-made. This cave is made by something else, something large.
Like nature? Or...
It seems natural.
Okay.
Yeah. But also it seems more like a creature made it, not a not like erosion or anything like that.
Yeah. Like a giant sandworm?
Like close-ish, but not.
But something burrowed through. Yeah.
Something kind of seems like they burrowed through.
All right, Golzak's gonna keep going till he finds the Weaver.
You start to hear. The first thing you start to notice are webs kind of lining the walls. But within those webs, you don't see anything writhing or kicking or like screaming. You notice just kind of haphazardly strung along in this cavern are books, kind of stuck to each strand of web. Just books almost like hanging like chandeliers. As you go deeper and deeper into this cave, you start to notice little lights, fairy lights hung up by these webs. Like the webs almost kind of modernize as you go down further, hanging these books and lights. And you hear a little like
Golzak's gonna just do like a little throat clear, like a
There's like a silence and an echo.
hello? And I'm continuing forward too.
And so he walked, at a slow but considered pace, into the den of the Weaver. Not knowing, not fully understanding where he was or what he was doing, but he knew that he'd at least learn something. He may not understand what he learned, but he always knows that he would learn something. This Golzog intestine scarf.
How do you know my name?
You hear, as you walk in, this cavern opens up, and you see, almost like they were dragged down here, library books, library shelves, strung together, hanging everywhere, and hanging from the ceiling, a monstrous spider. And you say, "How do you know my name?" And instantly he just goes, "He asked, with trepidation."
They said not to scream. They said not to scream. They said not to scream. Pavel and Gloryhoof brought me here. They said this would help shed some light on my predicament.
He said, not really fully understanding if those two are even his friends or who they really are, but he did know that he should trust them. As he stood, creeping ever further into the Weaver's den, the Weaver then righted itself, and as that happens, you hear like a crunching and like creaking of wood as the spider kind of and leaned downward to speak to this Golzog intestine scarf. "Ah, Pavel and Gloryhoof," he said. "I wondered when they'd bring one of their new friends along. They took quite a bit longer than was anticipated." The Weaver stared expectantly.
You're the head of the Weavers Guild?
Golzog intestine scarf asked with a piqued curiosity. The Weaver crawled gently towards him, smiling in a way that Golzog intestine scarf understood, but didn't quite comprehend. Yes, indeed. At least that's what they call it. I am the Weaver. Would you like to know your story?
Yes.
Golzog intestine scarf said, very quickly, as if he had no fear in his heart. Ironically. Are you sure, Golzog Intestine Scarf? Your story could be one of immense sadness.
Golzok thinks for a second. Yes, I need to know.
The weaver righted itself, crawled down towards the bookcases, and perused, looking for a book. Not even looking towards the young Golzog Intestine Scarf, until it found one singular tome. A tome labeled Fear. The weaver picked it up with its long legs, shot it up to the ceiling with a web, crawled up, lowered itself, and began to peruse. This is one of my favorites, Golzog Intestine Scarf, it said. You are one of my favorite protagonists. Ah, there it is. Golzog Intestine Scarf. The young one with no fear. That's what you're called in my book.
Really?
That's your story. At least that's how it begins.
What do you mean the young one with no fear? That doesn't sound like me.
He said. Jealous, perhaps? No. Incredulous? No. Confused? Maybe all things at once. The weaver looked. Does the title itself fear you? Does it scare you?
Doesn't scare me, it just doesn't sound accurate.
Well then, Golzog Intestine Scarf, what story would you write for yourself?
What story would I write for myself?
Yes.
No, that I'd write for myself. The young one with no fear, who grew old and died in his bed after many successful battles that he went undefeated for. That's what I would write for myself. But if we're talking about what I think is accurate, is Golzog, the sensitive but not very capable orc who did his best to contribute to his clan, but while his family insisted they loved him, he could always sense, or felt as though he could sense some disappointment.
Golzog said, as if saying for the first time out loud. He said all these things as if so many of them were things to be ashamed of, not realizing that much of that story was rather lovely. Well, Golzog Intestine Scarf, this is a story of a boy who had his nerves stolen. Stolen by someone very much like him. Stolen by someone who wanted to feel what it was like to have no fear. And so, They feel no fear. Because they have your nerve. And when they have a lot of nerve, which they do, they have quite a lot of nerve. The Weaver laughed to itself at its little joke.
Is it Proudmane? That name I keep hearing, is that who has my nerve?
Golzog and Tessinsoft scared, showing just how smart he truly is, even though he'd never admit it to himself. It's right here in this book. Alistair Proudmane. For he is the deuteragonist in this book called Fear. Alistair, the boy who knew only fear. Two sides, same coin.
What's he doing with it?
Not feeling a thing. Not being afraid.
Can I get it back? Do I need to get it back in order to do what we have to do?
The Weaver looked at a book, wondered if it should tell the end of the story to Golzog and Testinscarf. What you need to do, what you can do, and what you want to do are three very different things, Golzog and Testinscarf.
Let's focus on what I need to do for now. I'll worry about what I want to do after I've done the necessary part.
The Weaver flips the page, knowing that this answer will not get the reaction that Golzog wants. What you need to do, Golzog and Testinscarf, is accept yourself for who you are.
You mean like who I am without that missing piece? Without my nerve? Or like get the nerve back and accept the new me that I become with the nerve?
He grunted, knowing he was said not to be frustrated, but he is, alas.
Okay. Do you know where my family is? Like, do you know if they're okay?
He asked, desperately, with love. The Weaver responded, throwing away all pretense and snide remarks and smirks and smiles. They are fine. In your story, Golzog and Testinscarf, if you do what you want, what you can do, and what you need to do, you will get to them in time.
Golzog rushes up to the spider and almost... Is it? Oh, he can fly. Wherever it is, he hugs the spider. Thank you. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Tears running down his, like the anime squiggly tears.
Yeah.
Like, oh!
Golzog, the Weaver just... The Weaver, who has not been hugged in quite a long time, accepts this, knowing it was coming, but did not realize how much it needed it as well.
My family's
Golzog.
okay.
Thank you, Golzog and Testenscar.
Oh,
Remember-
no. Thank you, Weaver.
Remember this. Always ask for what you need.
Okay. Okay, I will.
He said, not quite sure what the Weaver meant. The Weaver puts the book back on the shelf, tucking it in nicely, giving it a little pat. Takes out another book that says Friends. Starts crawling up the wall once again. Golzog and Tessenscarf waited, unsure if he should leave or not.
Golzok doesn't say anything because he waits for more narration.
Golzog doesn't say anything, because he waits for more narration.
Okay, I've got... Thank you! And Golzok makes his way back out of the cave.
Golzog walks, and you just hear the narration happening as you slowly walk out of the cave of the Weaver. Pavel and Gloryhoof are standing there at the end of the cave.
Golzog wraps his arms around both of them. Thank you both so much.
Oh, I did not expect that reaction, Pavel. No, most people get very upset, but I think it's very clear why we follow this person so much. They know everything that's going to happen.
I needed that. I still don't know for sure what's going to happen, except that if I... shit. If I do what I...
Gloryhoof goes, yeah, no, that's about how we feel every time we talk to the Weaver, but it feels really like you're talking to a god, right?
Kinda. I've never talked to a god before. I'll have to ask Marabella about it.
Yes, it's very odd whatever is happening with the Weaver. It seems every time I talk with it, it makes my brain go smoosh.
Well, thank you both so much for taking me there. I think I understand what the Weaver was trying to narrate at me.
Wow, that's very good of you to try to figure that out on the first go. It took us months to get that figured out. We were
No,
lying
I don't know
to
if
you.
I figured it out. But
Well, what? I said we were lying to you that you would figure it out quickly, weren't we, Pavel? Yes, we were. We thought we might as well.
Alistair Proudmane might have my nerve.
You
But-
just see Gloryhoof go, oh shit, Pavel. Yes, oh shit indeed.
I want more than anything to simply not feel fear and not and have this all be easy for me. But we don't have time for me to go get my nerve back. I think I just have to like make a new one. I don't know if I can do that, but like I have to accept myself for who I am, whether or not I'm effortlessly brave or scared all the time. You guys are the best. And
Gloryhoof just goes,
goes away.
Gloryhoof goes, oh! Are you sure? We have something to tell you.
Oh, yeah? Golzok zooms back down.
Yeah, Proudmane's in the city.
What?
Yeah. He came here the other day. We didn't know why exactly. No one knows why Proudman's in the city, but now that you just said what you said, I have a feeling that he's probably coming here. It doesn't seem like a coincidence, does it?
He already has my nerve, though. What else could he want?
I don't know, Golzog. Having no fear makes you do really fucking stupid shit.
Couldn't have anything to do with the fight competition, right? There's no way he wants to fight me in the fight competition to ensure that he's better than me, and if I beat him in the fight competition, I get my nerve back.
Actually, now that you mention it, you did just out yourself as the Slayer of the Queen of Hearts, and he was the former champion. So yeah, that about right that makes total sense, actually. Yeah.
Oh God, I hate being right.
And that's where we're gonna go to break. That was a long one, but thank you so much for being here, gang. We'll go to break, and even though we've only done one thing for Golzog, we'll check in with the other players because they've been so good at just hanging out, listening to us play
Thanks.
some D&D.
Sorry that took a long time, guys.
No, that's my fault. It was a big deal.
No, it's
That was an
fine. We got the
important reveal.
Weaver.
That
My
had to
other
happen.
stuff
And the
is
Weaver is
very
great.
quick, and I don't think it depends on dice rolls or anything.
Well, it probably will
Literal
because
errands.
I'm
Yeah,
making
we'll do
almost
it.
all of them dice rolls.
This
but
is D&D, Marty.
we will go back, check in with everyone else, and then we will do also everyone else's stuff because people may not have stuff to do. But yes, that is the Weaver. Yes, he has always been there. Okay, I'll see. We'll be back in a second. Bye, gang.
That's a big kid.
And welcome back. Okay, so that was all happening within this week, but still, oh dear lord, I just fucked everything up. Okay, cool. Still within this week. 50 sessions, and I still sometimes forget that I can't move anything on my computer.
Like
otherwise...
we said, it's never too late to level 12.
I mean, I need to remember exactly what episode level 12 happens in, so I can tell everyone to
I
go
think it
watch
was
that moment.
Post 50.
Yeah.
How many did we have? Did we have 80?
We played 80. I think there's only like 76. Like there's
right.
I think we played 86 and there's 76 up. Played a lot of King of Tides.
Yeah.
But anyway, still the same world, same week. It was KJ says it was within the last 10 or so. That's even worse.
It's never. No, it's even better. It's never too late to level 12.
I think, for those who don't know, level 12 is one of the greatest things that's ever been spoken on Hero Club Live, and it was amazing. Anyway, would anyone else like to do anything this week? Does anyone have anything that is in their priorities before we go back to Marty? Just 'cause we were with him for a full hour and a half, and Marty had to pee that entire time.
I mean, I have
not,
mine, which involves Jasmine.
Great, let's do
like
that.
Pavel thing.
Let's do that then. What is your is it a priority role or is it just a conversation you want to have?
Well, okay. So it is, and I don't know if it's even gonna work.
Okay.
But I wanted to offer Pavel, and I don't know if it'll work. Because it has to be to a corpse of your choice within range, which technically it is, but to basically cast Speak with Dead on Evie, who is now Zara, to potentially give Pavel the opportunity to speak with Evie, because she's dead now. So I don't know if it's gonna work.
Well, you did get that boon from your god that allows you to basically, like, not to do it without having a full skull. You actually do have the body. So it's a weird thing. I'm gonna say this will be a roll, just because it'll be a roll. And I'll say it'll be a roll to see if you can even do it, and then we can role play if you're even allowed, based on if Zara wants you, if it allows it to occur.
Right, yeah.
But
that's true.
Make a religion or arcana check. And is this your third one or fourth one that you're doing?
I think my first was the diamonds.
It was diamonds. Then it was date.
I don't know if I actually rolled anything on the date.
I think we did do a date roll.
Okay. So it'd just be third. I think
it was third. Okay, so DC is 15.
Okay. We're definitely gonna go with religion. And do I have advantage on
Yes, we still have advantage on those.
Can I bless myself? And by bless I mean
we cannot bless it. You can't bless yourself.
Hey, it never hurts to ask.
It's fair.
I'm already at 16 on the first.
Okay.
Oh, but I'll see, because, Oh, 19. That's better. 19.
Okay, 19?
Okay, religion, not arcana.
So religion. So again, 16 is, like, 15 is the pass. So you only... So it is like a pass, but it's not much better than a pass. Where, like, you are aware of how this can happen. You are, like, kind of, like, praying, thinking about it, how you would be able to speak with dead. And you just have a feeling that Zara may not enjoy this experience.
Yeah.
Where Zara could be conscious for it. It would probably be really upsetting if Zara was Zara could be, like, asleep for it, and that would probably be way better. Because essentially what would happen is that, like, it's almost like for a few moments, Zara would be possessed by the dead spirit of Edie. And, like, for those questions, like, Edie would talk through Zara. And, again, Zara could be conscious for it, but when the answers were coming, couldn't do anything to stop it. And so, and you, with the 19 roll and the DC 15, you succeed. You know how to do it. You know it can be done, but you have no earthly way to make it like more pleasant for any of the parties involved.
Mhm.
It's going to be an awkward moment for someone.
Right.
So yeah, you know how to do it, and then go ahead.
Okay, so I go over to. I'm gonna go to Zara first.
Yeah.
Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knocking on Zara's door.
I don't even know if Zara has a door. She's been sleeping on the shelf.
Oh, she's been
every
sleeping
night.
on it, right. So, are you on the shelf now, Zara?
Just tapping next to the wall.
I'm probably like perched up there pretending to be a creepy doll and listening in on people's conversation.
Are there people in the common room right now?
Yeah, David's with everything that's been happening with David's, you guys have made it pretty popular, and people are kind of interested in seeing you. There are, because of just how David's has like the weird multiplicative rooms. There are multiple common rooms now, but like the entrance room, yes, there are people there.
Then I'm not going to start a conversation with Zara here because I know she's trying to like pretend to be a doll.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, that's where I left my doll. and I'm gonna kind of like slowly look towards Zara, like, and kind of mouth like, I want to talk to you, and like hold my hands out to make sure it's okay that I like pick her up and go take her somewhere. I don't want to like, ruin your stealth thing of being a doll on a shelf.
I mean, my eyes go wide a little bit, but I don't think there's anything I can do to stop you, because I don't want to...
I think you do have her... I think you do have her between a rock and a hard place where she doesn't want to drop the stealth, and so you basically have her checkmated. So yeah, you just...
Okay, sorry. Okay, I scoop her up very delicately and kind of take her back to my room. I close the door. Sorry, I didn't want to, have a conversation with you in there. I have kind of a weird line of thought. So, Pavel seemed obviously pretty heartbroken because it seems like he and Evie had been going steady for a while, or dating, or however you want to call it. So, Zara, basically, I have a spell that can allow me to speak with the dead. I think it would work if I were to cast it on this body. But it might be a little weird for you, because then you'd have someone else coming through, only for a brief moment. But I just kind of wanted to talk to you first to see if that would be okay.
What do I get out of this?
Well, Pavel gets some closure, so he bothers you less. And maybe is less weird when you're together and he's not trying to get back his dead lover.
What else?
Oh my god.
Fucking really? What do you want? A gold piece? Like, fuck, Zara. Jesus.
I mean, it's closer to what I want, yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. I'm going to go talk to Pavel about how it might be possible that I can bring Evie back. Maybe. And so he could just, if he keeps talking to you and reminding her spirit that it's still connected to the corpse, then maybe, and I'm sure that would be super fun for you. So I could not do that.
I'm contemplating running. Can we roll like opposing?
Opposing what checks?
Yeah, what check would
Empathy
we
checks?
make?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Fine.
We can do opposing checks if you want.
Look,
No,
if you
it's
don't
fine.
want to do it because it would make you uncomfortable or something, whatever.
If
you're not doing it because you don't want to, you're not getting enough out of it.
No, it's just she's dead and that's kind of creepy.
Right.
What am I gonna feel?
Do I know what she would feel?
You'd feel like you were in the back seat, she'd feel like she was, for lack of a better term, for every answer, she'd be in like the sunken place for a moment.
Okay, so hold on, let me read the exact boop, 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 boop.
It wouldn't be for that long because it's only for like those answers.
Up to 5 minutes. Okay, so essentially, how it works is I cast a spell, and then Pavel would have the opportunity to ask 5 questions. Once those 5 questions are answered, it's done. During that time, it'd almost be like you're kind of taking a bit of a back seat for a moment. We could try to do it while you're sleeping. That might make it a little easier. Make you a little less aware. If you'd like to be aware for it, obviously, that's fine as well. So yeah, almost like you're aware and you're observant, and you're watching it happen, and then it's done and can't be done again.
Okay.
Really?
You should have just told me about this weird in-between place. It's kind of cool. I'm gonna see what I can do there.
All right, yeah.
Can I do anything in there, Dylan?
You're about to find out.
Just gonna have to find out.
Okay.
You weird little psycho Zara.
Okay. I'll go talk to Pavel about it. It's also possible he doesn't want to. But I'll talk to him about it. Maybe he will. Do you want me to put you back on the shelf?
Was there anything interesting going on in the lobby, Dylan? Well,
make an insight check.
okay.
Yeah, Dylan, was there any secret government meeting happening in the lobby of David's?
She just said interesting.
Oh, 23.
23. Yeah, you saw. There was just like a couple of people. It was like an Eladrin, who was just full laughing at Sir Talavar's mustache, and Sir Talavar was talking to someone about potentially shaving it, and you were like really perked up for that because you were like, whoa.
Put me back on the shelf.
Okay, perfect. So Maribel will scoop up Zara and put her back, be like, you know what, I like having you here. And then walk away.
Yeah, okay. Where are you going?
I would like to see Pavel.
Okay.
If he, wherever he is.
Yeah, Pavel. Again, I think you almost find him like at like now because David's is like a B&B, but it's also kind of like a hotel. Like even though there are rooms that are still very homey, there's now kind of almost like a hotel bar. Like one room has just kind of become that, near the kitchen. Almost always like drinking for most of the day. You see him like come back one day with Golzog's, like freaking out, moves away, and then like Gloryhoof and him walk off. Gloryhoof has like some magical paper on his tattoo, and you just see Pavel just go to the bar, drinking.
Is there a bartender?
No, it's actually, yeah. You know what? Let me see. I have all these characters.
David's has a bar. It's a B&B and B, bed and breakfast and bar.
It's so. You see behind the bar, very reminiscent of Tweedledum and Tweedledum, like the brothers Dumar, but you don't really remember them as much. But there are these two guys who look kind of familiar. I just say like, hello, would you like a drink? Yeah, no, but I'm looking at this one spot on the bar. I need to make sure that it doesn't spill. And it's just very clear that these are the two guards who survived the Pillow Fort massacre. And who just got away and found vocation
Nice.
elsewhere.
Nice.
Who are just manning the bar at the moment.
Hi. I'd like something spicy.
All right, something spicy coming right on up. It should take no much longer than 2 minutes.
All right, great, thanks. She'll sidle on over next to Pavel. Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Glory Hoof is off with your friend Golzog. They are trying to figure out something more about the championship, and I am trying to find my purpose in life.
Do you remember that thing I told you about a few days ago?
Yes, I've been trying not to get my hopes up about it.
Would you like to try it? Because I've cleared it with Zara and she's okay with letting it happen.
If we do this, I just need to know. Will she really be there? Or will
Not
I just be...
for forever, but it would be her. It would be her, and you'd be able to ask her five questions. And she will be herself, like, she'll know what she knew already in life. You know, you won't have to explain who you are or anything like that. Like, she'll know your history and her history. And now I've seen in the past that sometimes corpses can be they don't have to be truthful, but like they could be, you know, really short or cryptic or repetitive is the exact word in the spell. But that being said, normally that's like if you're trying to get information and out of them, or
Right.
you know, don't have any kind of personal connection. So it's not like her soul will be returning, but kind of like animating her spirit. Could offer you some closure. I don't know.
Yes, I would like to. I would like to not look at her and feel this way anymore. Personally,
Yeah.
yes.
You want to go now? Or after I have my spicy drink?
He just like downs it, goes, if you'll need a drink, have a drink. I just need to go before I lose my nerve.
Okay. Is my spicy drink there?
It takes a little longer than you'd like it to, but yeah, it gets there.
Okay, great. I will attempt to down it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to roll for that?
No, you're good.
Okay.
You're
I down it.
hardier.
Spicy. All right, let's go.
You're harder
Blah, blah,
than
blah.
most. All right, you go and you find Zara. Where are you performing this?
Definitely not in the lobby. No, I'm just gonna grab Zara off the shelf. I was gonna be like, I was gonna try to say something else, but no, I don't want to make it obvious. She's just gonna walk up to Zara, kind of look at her and scoop her up. And then we'll walk on back to to the room. Oh, on the way there. Zara, do you want to drink?
Sorry, do I want to drink?
Yeah, like, I don't know.
Alcohol?
Yeah. Like before, I don't know if it matters, but some people.
Can I get drunk as adult?
Yeah, there you can.
Yeah, I'll have
Pavel's
something.
a tin soldier and he was just drinking.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. I'll have some.
I'll grab a little like thimbleful of or whatever a doll size
Yeah.
drink is from the bar on the way back.
I down it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I ask for more.
Well, we're already walking away. After
Pavel
100%,
kind of
I'm
like,
buying all your drinks tonight.
Pavel kind of awkwardly, because Pavel hasn't really been able to make like eye contact with you in a while, even though he's always around you. Hands you a flask. Of
I
liquor.
kill it.
You kill it.
Kill
Okay. Make a con save.
5.
5. Okay, yeah. You are feeling it. You quickly are not good, and you are on the verge of full passing out very fast.
Let's go.
That's so funny.
Where are you headed?
Just back to my room.
Okay. You head back to your room.
Wait, David's is like an unending like hallway situation, right?
Yeah, it's becoming more and more like a labyrinth, but it's pretty easy to
Okay,
get
great.
around, you know.
Hey, building, is there like a nice seance room?
Okay. Make an Arcana check with disadvantage.
That's fair.
You've never once spoken to the to this house. I understand why Dylan, understand why you, Hannah, are speaking to this establishment right now.
10.
10? That hasn't been implemented yet.
Okay. Okay, future taught, and she'll go back to her room.
I, Dylan, know where you, Hannah, are getting that from, but no, not yet.
Not yet. We're not there yet.
Even
It's
though
not
that
the
is
room
one of my
requirement.
favorite things about the thing we're talking about. Okay. You find yourself back in your room. Zara's like kind of in and out of like pretty quickly like had so much alcohol after not really drinking much at all, barely eating because Zara's like, I'm a doll, I don't need to do anything, and just like having a bunch of alcohol shock to her system more than usual.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
Pavel's looking very nervous.
Okay. Maribel will prop Zara up on like the chair in the room. And she'll turn to Pavel. Before I cast a spell, do you want to take a moment to think about like the 5 questions you'd like to ask?
I know them.
Okay. She's gonna look at Zara and be like, it actually might be better that she's absolutely hammered.
Why is
And-
everything so serious?
And then I will cast Speak with Dead.
Okay.
And I'm not like, you said that any spells are like, it's technically not like prepped.
Yeah,
But you said,
it's
like,
like you
spell- yeah.
you decided to prep this for this day on this week.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Okay. great.
Zara instantly falls back like, and 2 things happen. The scene kind of splits into 2. What you're seeing, Hannah, what you're seeing, Maribella and Pavel,
Mhm.
and then what happens with you, Zara. And I think we're not even going to really cut back and forth too much. What you see, Maribella, is Zara's body kind of falls back and then kind of sits back up rigid. It would be creepy if you hadn't already gotten kind of used to this in some way, as the doll just kind of looks slowly back and forth between you, and Pavel. And as this magic kind of goes in, you cast the spell, and you can feel and smell kind of the scent of like wet earth, dried leaves kind of forming around, swirling in the air. This is a odd version of the spell that you're casting, and you go kind of almost as if you're reaching through the veil, and you find a thread, and you like pull it taut, and almost feel like you're kind of tying it off to her body for one moment, just like tying it off. Sits up rigid. And in the back of your head, you can like almost feel or see a pair of scales balance for one brief moment. Pavel takes a long beat. And he said like he had all 5 ready. Goes to her. Kind of gently touches her face. No real response from her. Are you really Edie? The eyes go wide, kind of blink, kind of whispering out of the mouth. Yes. Did you love me? No, darling. Did you know that I loved you? Yes, darling. He kind of gets more serious. You can see that there's like tears in his eyes. His voice goes hollow. As there's this history between them that you've never really known. A history between him and Glory Hoof and whatever is going on between them. But he just looks deep into her eyes. Did the Weaver tell you you were going to die? Yes, darling. This is where he starts to get kind of verklempt, like almost starting to cry. So, you would just... You were just a part of her story. Yes, darling. She needed the push. The Weaver said it was written so. You feel the thread snap. As Pavel
Do I know the her he was talking about?
shakes. Make an insight check.
I love an insight check.
As Pavel's kind of just shaking, you don't know if it's clearly like with rage or, but there are tears streaming down his face.
26.
You know, and this is what kind of took you aback, because there was this moment where you're like, Pavel knew his questions very fast
Mm-hmm.
and said them with confidence, like he knew exactly what he was going to ask, and he did. And
Mm-hmm.
even hearing that the love of his life didn't love him back didn't stop him from just asking more. Didn't, you know. When he said her, you know deep in your soul he meant Zara.
Oh shit.
Zara. Your consciousness is back and forth. You're feeling yourself in and out. The alcohol is hitting your body and your brain. You're feeling yourself kind of go floppy. All the soft parts of the doll body are going limp. And then all of a sudden, you're seeing your acquaintance start casting a spell, and then out like a light. In a dark, odd space. Make an insight check for me. You hear some muffled noises, like from outside. You kind of see and hear what's happening outside you. Like you hear like... And it's like
20...
all out there. Yeah?
26.
That you hear outside, muffled. That's what's going on out there in what is or isn't the real world. Whatever the real world is anymore in this weird, fucked up world you've been in for so long. You then start to hear clearer, not muffled at all, whimpering coming from behind you. Just like...
I turn to the crying.
What you see in the corner, and it's in this weird sheen of like a oil slick illumination of that you're in this like dark space, but you can almost see like the corner of a room. You see a little stuffed cat, a stuffed animal, crying.
I slowly approach it.
The muffled noises of like get louder. You can feel something happening in your body, like echoing in your head. You can hear louder, like there's the muffled noises, but then you can hear like, yes, my darling, echoing through the head. A noise coming from outside of you. But right in front of you, there's this like little stuffed cat, striped, kind of tattered, crying as you get closer and closer. It looks up at you, a smile kind of like permanently stitched on its face. What are you doing here? How did you get here?
Where is here? What is this place?
You're never here. You never think. You never think about this or me. Is this a trick? Is this another game? Are we still playing?
What were we playing?
Make a persuasion check.
Persuasion, okay. Not great. 6.
6. No, you're not her. You're not her. This is a very good trick. I'm supposed to be playing hide and seek. I'm supposed to be hiding. She will find me. She's going to find me.
I found you. Can the game be over now?
What?
I found you.
But you're not her, are you?
Who's her?
She's my friend.
Okay. And her name?
Zara?
Okay, well, I'm Zara. I mean, maybe it's a pretty common name, but I found you. I'm Zara. You could stop crying.
You're not Zara. Zara was nice.
I am nice.
You're silly. I'm supposed to be hiding. She was supposed to find me. I'm hiding and she's supposed to find me. We're playing hide and seek. You can play if you want. But the game only ends when Zara says it's going to end. When she finds me.
I'm Zara and I say the game has ended.
Well, I don't believe that you're Zara.
Well, what can I do to convince you that I am?
Well, Zara always liked to play games. Do you like to play games?
If you count, like, fucking with people games, yeah.
You said a bad word.
Oh. Messing with people?
Pranks?
I get, yeah, I gave a kid a knife that only, goes hilt first, so that's pretty funny. That's a game.
Is he a friend? That's very funny.
He's I get, I mean, I don't have a lot of friends. I like the kid, I guess.
Kind of deep booming around you. Yes, my darling. Just kind of like... Make one more persuasion check.
8.
8. Well, it was nice talking to you, but I really have to stay and wait here for Zara. She's going to come back and find me. She will. She would never leave me. She would never abandon me. She would never leave me. So if you see Zara, tell her that I'm here, still hiding, and that when she finds me, the game will be over, and then it would be my turn.
I look at the cat and look, I don't know how to tell you this, but people are disappointing. And I don't know how long you've been here waiting for this other Zara that exists somewhere, but people leave and they don't come back.
You see just like tears start to well up in the stuffed animal's eyes. Well, how do we make them stay?
I mean, if I knew, I don't think I'd be telling you all this. The only person I can rely on is myself, and I'd say maybe same should go for you.
No. Zara will find me. Zara will come for me. And when Zara comes for me, I will make sure that Zara and I play forever and ever 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 and ever. And suddenly it shifts. Or and ever 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 and then back into completely almost drunk, but then you find yourself getting more sober as you kind of come to consciousness, staring at a kind of confused Marabella and a weeping and angry Pavel, just like staring at you in front of you. As like in the background you just hear and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Make an insight check for me.
9.
9. Just an odd thing. Almost like a memory, almost like someone else's memory, your memory. Seems familiar. But you're back. And now you're in a room with people who look kind of sad and angry. And you see, again, Marabella, in that singular moment where you're like, I know he was talking about Zara, it was almost instantaneous for you. The spell ended, and you just see Zara kind of like, come back.
I just
Thank you.
Oh. I was
No, you first.
I was gonna leave.
Oh, thanks, Zara, as she's walking out the door.
Go.
See you later.
Pavel.
Alright, bye.
Pavel, I know you just went through a really difficult time, but what was that last question about?
Make a persuasion check. I'd say with advantage because you helped him just now do this.
Thank Christmas time. Persuasion. Okay, that is a +0, but 17.
17. You just say,
Not
he
too
goes,
shabby.
oh. You are a woman of faith, yes? you believe in divine plans or fate?
No. Fate, no. Divine plans, maybe, but no. Too unpredictable.
I may be able to explain this more at a different time, but the broad truth is this. Those of us in the Weavers Guild, we believe in fate. We believe that there is a path to put things on. We believe that there are stories that must be told, and told in a certain way. And Edie was helping to tell another person's story.
Zara's?
Apparently, and you'd think that after all this time I would have gotten used to this. Knowing that some people's fates are bigger than others, but I've never seen... It never happened to someone that I loved.
I'm sorry, Papa. And, I don't know if this is going to be any solace to you, but when we are able to find Zara's body and get her body back, if that's even something that happens at all, I'll make sure Edie's properly laid to rest.
If the Weaver wills it. Pavel kind of rolls his shoulders. She drank all my drink.
I'll buy another one.
Whatever you're doing, make sure she does whatever the fuck it is she needs to do. It's all I ask.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah. As he says, like, you're good people. Just kind of starts sauntering out.
Oh, are you ready for this? 31.
31. He's very clearly, like, upset, like, that essentially the love of his life was, like, traded for Zara's. And so he's like, whatever her destiny is in his mind, like, it better be fucking worth it. So it's almost like, if she doesn't do her destiny, I'm gonna fucking kill her, is kind of his whole vibe. Walking out.
Oh, interesting.
Where he's like, it's like, if it's not worth it, fuck
Let me
that.
work it.
Yeah, if it's not worth it, let me work it.
Yeah,
With it, and yeah.
got it. Okay.
Very much exactly that.
Wow.
Okay. That is that priority.
Woo.
John, do you have anything you want to do?
You know, we're gonna mix it up. I'm gonna
Bless you, John.
let's vary the tone of the episode. I'm gonna I had a couple of options or
hot.
ideas. Do I want to come in on the left field or the right field? But I think what I want to do is I would like to go to the Familiar Grove.
Okay.
And see if I can. Well, number one, you know, Tomas is also like really is Tomas my brother? It doesn't really feel like I have a familiar of my own, but I also want to see maybe if I can find something that could act, or someone who could act as a mascot for David's.
Okay.
And especially if David's is going to franchise, like, we're gonna need like something cute, something really fun, spry, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, maybe even incorporate it into the name, who knows? But that's what I think I'd like to try to do. I'd like to see if I can bond with a familiar that can kind of act as a mascot for David. For David's.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
David and whatever the name.
I believe is this your third or fourth? I believe
I think it's my third.
I think it's your third. Okay, so it's DC 15.
The first one was go on a bonding day with my brother.
And then there was
the second one was scrying on my father.
Yes, there was. Okay, so how about we
the third one was searching for ingredients.
Yeah, so I think this might be fourth. I think this is fourth. So let's do fourth. This is going to be an Arcana check.
Okay.
You head down back to the Grove after seeing what your brother told you. This is just a very because this place is one of those things where he mentioned while you're going down there that this world, there's certain parts of the Feywild that almost seemed like they were forgotten or ignored by the modernization of Fable Rise, or that people kind of wanted to get away from some of the more Fey aspects of things and just kind of, just put it out of mind because they wanted basically to be living anywhere else, but there were still some beautiful things here. What are we getting? And you have advantage, of course, because of what's going on.
Do I still have my daily inspiration in case things go awry?
Did you use your inspiration already?
No, not
okay,
today.
Then, yeah. You wouldn't have it daily, I'd say, but it's like because that's kind of how in this game works. But you have it at least the one time.
Okay, so then I will. Let's see if there's anything I can do to help myself. I think I will just. I'll walk into the grove. Tone will walk into the grove. Try to imagine the feeling he first thought when he found, Tomas really came to him. He never summoned a Tomas for the first time, but just sort of trying to he's going to sit quietly, kind of as you would to an animal at an adoption center, so quietly by himself. Yes. Like not to startle anyone or any young spirit, and then reach out with Arcana.
Okay.
26.
26. All right. What shape would you like this familiar to take the form of?
This is what I'm thinking.
Okay.
I want this creature to be what I imagine is kind of what I imagine a baby sphinx, a babe. What is not a sphinx, but what is those? Because that would be a human face, and that would look odd. But what are the? It'd be terrifying. What is the name of the? It's a creature with this. It's like I guess it's a chimera. A baby chimera is kind of like a young. Because do chimera have wings? No, they don't. Do they?
I think they do.
Wings of an eagle, snake, tail, and the face of a lion? Or is that...
They don't have wings, no.
Okay, then forget that. I want this thing to have wings. So I'll do a little baby griffin.
Griffin, okay. Little baby griffin.
And I already know the name.
You go wading into this place, and you're searching for a familiar for yourself. You always felt like, Tomas was, had its purposes for Tomas, for what you two have done. You go wading out into this grove. The tree seems to welcome you. And little kind of whispers and suddenly kind of taking form in front of you is this ball of light that gently forms into this kind of shifts back and forth between little things, and then kind of like a Pixar cute baby griffin appears in front of you.
and then I'm gonna say, hello. I'd love. How do you feel about the name, Buster?
Mm-hmm. The DM lets that wash over him for a second. It kind of zips in
That way it
approval.
could be David and Buster if,
Yep.
If it ever goes.
Kind of zips in approval.
Yes. Okay. Great. We are going to make a lot of patrons very happy, and we're gonna make some amazing food together. And David, I bet is going to love you. You are beautiful. I'm gonna make sure you have a great home. And then I just want to hold little Buster in my paws.
Buster kind of like becomes more corporeal, sits in your paws and claws, and you kind of walk out of the grove, feeling like that this thing isn't like the most obviously powerful thing that it could be, but you have something that you know can in some way bond to an establishment, be a familiar for David potentially. You're not sure exactly how it's going to play out, but you know you have a gift to give in a moment.
Great.
Let's go over. Do you have anything else you want to do, John?
No, that feels good.
Let's go to Golzog.
Yeah.
Let's go to Golzog.
Comes around.
Golzog, you have some more stuff that you want to do. We're back to you. What would you like to do, my friend? What are the other things you want to do before this week is up? You are muted.
I realized that.
Yeah.
I realized that I never picked up my formal wear, which was dealer's choice.
Yeah.
So I want to do that.
That's a normal thing you would have done this week. Yep.
Great. And that you get to pick what that looks like. And the other one was, now that I know I'm gonna have to fight Proudmane at the fight competition.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just do like an 80s training montage with Sir Talavar holding the stopwatch?
Okay, yeah. You want to do a training montage to get yourself...
I want to prep myself as much as possible to fight Hello Raiders, to fight Proudmane at the upcoming thing, and practice my high society manners for the ball.
Okay, well,
those
are two different things. So which one do you want to be your bigger priority?
The Proudmane fight.
Proudmane fight. Okay. I'm going to say that this is an athletics or acrobatics check to get yourself in fighting shape for this. It's going to be a DC 10, and then we'll kind of figure out how this works.
Okay. And I get advantage?
You get advantage. You get advantage because of the narrative that's been happening.
$21.
21. Okay. So you go straight into fighting, but you also, with this, Sir Talavar is always holding the stopwatch. You are going out into the world, like you are doing runs all the way to City Hall every single morning, and you see like little kids like on their air bikes, going like, "Yeah, Golzog, you can do it!" Just all the time. You start to get the feeling, because you're not sure how this combat thing is going to work. But you start to hear rumblings that a lot of people are actually dropping out of the Coliseum fights, that it usually is this big tournament that's happening. With a 21, you start to very clearly understand that even without talking to Proudmane has been using his influence to make it very clearly like I want one guy, and it's basically a moot point. Like, I don't care, like, if I don't fight him, what's the point? So a lot of the other fighters who clearly have been like forced to drop out, some resent you, but there's a few that like really are almost like show up at your doorstep, like at David's, who are like, "Hey, this guy just pushed us out, we're backing you." and they start helping you train. So again, this is literally I had branching paths for how this was all going to work out. If you guys hadn't gone the path where you guys became like heroes of the realm, essentially, this would have been a full combat where you would have had to fight all of these people in like succession. But now they're here, so these are the 3 that are your friends, that are like become your friends over the course of the week with training. There's this is a dragonborn named Carla, the Marrow Maid. We have a gnome named Cymbal Crasher. Just his name is Cymbal Crasher. He's a bard fighter. And then you have Buphomis Prodophos.
Hold on. A gnome named Cymbal Crasher.
Yep. So it's Carla, the Marrow Maid, who's a dragonborn, Cymbal Crasher, who's a gnome, and Buphomis Prodophos, which is Buphomis Prodophos is a plasmoid who is very rare. You've never seen this before. It's kind of like an ooze man who just exists in the Feywild. He's like one of maybe 2 that you've seen like out in the wild, and they will now be helping you train this entire time.
Oh my god, amazing.
I'm gonna say this, Marty.
Yep.
Because you rolled a 21 on this, and I don't know how else to show that you've been training in a fight other than what I'm about to do.
Yeah.
And I know that we just gave you guys feats, but this is the only way I can think of it. Take the Martial Adept feat.
Cool.
Go ahead and take the Martial Adept feat. You learn 2 maneuvers of yourself from the Battle Master archetype. That's the only way I could fathom getting a training arc success of a 20 of, like, to do that. Also, we're getting to the end of the campaign. You're all gonna start getting some randomly insane
cool
power-ups.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna get that. As you are like constantly running, and you have also gotten like letters and invitations to like come on down to the bar, like come on up to like the penthouse and like maybe meet Proudmate, maybe meet Razakar. For the most part, you have like kind of been ignoring that. You've been focusing on training. You do know that like the masquerade ball happens first. I've probably said different things every time, but I'm telling you right now, gang, the masquerade ball happens first, then all the other stuff, parade happens last. That's what's happening now. So masquerade, I've probably said it different every time. I don't care. I don't care what you say about anything. That's what happens. Also, that's a very good point. Marissa Tomei also is there with you helping.
Right. My last thing, if there's time, is that I would at some point also love to grab a drink with her, just to make sure her life isn't ruined.
Well, okay. The other thing is you wanted to also go to like preparatory school, to be good
or even just like also from Talavar, maybe not Talavar, but like just a quick, not even prep school, just like a quick rundown of like what fork do I use in what order. Like
that's going to be a performance or persuasion check. The DC is 15.
Great. I will pick the Battle Master things later. Performance or persuasion. $19.
Just so everyone knows, her name is Cara Maria, but yeah, it's a Marissa Tomei. You had a 19 on that?
Yeah.
Okay, so you
with advantage, right?
Yes, you have advantage. Yes. As you kind of go back to the clothing stores, you go back to like Thimble and Marble, and you like kind of say, you know, under your breath, like, I don't even know like how to wear this or something like that. And very quickly the person who's like fitting you just goes like,
This is the little mouse woman, right?
yes, it's the mouse woman who's just like, oh, we can very much teach you exactly what you need to do. If you are you nervous to being in high society for the first time?
Yes, terribly.
Oh, it is very fun. All you have to do, very much so, is act as if you just. Here's a very good thing. This is why my friend Edie and is very good at this, because she does not know that Edie is Zara, because Zara doesn't tell everyone that. She's like, all you have to really do is do this. Obviously, be very kind to people, but also be very kind at first. But the higher status you are, just kind of turn your nose up at some certain people and just act as if you don't really care at certain times. Just here's what I need you to do, Gozok, because you have a very kind heart. Kind heart, you're very sweet and very loving, and in high society, that will not do. That will not do at all. What I need you to do is when you go in there, you need to go in perfectly confident that you are the most powerful one in the room and that you could destroy every single person you come across. Can you say that with me?
I am the most powerful one in the room, and I'll destroy every single person I come across?
Ugh, disgusting, absolutely gross. Say it again, but actually believe it.
I am the most powerful person in the room, and I will destroy every person I come across.
I don't understand why you don't believe that, because look at you, you're so very strong. I see you training every single morning. Everyone sees you training. There are so many people who want to be in your corners for this big fight. Do you not believe that you could destroy every single person in this room? You beheaded the Queen of Hearts. Why is this
But I
such a
don't
hard...
want to destroy everybody.
It has nothing to do with want. It's all to do with what you can do, Gozog. What can you do? You can destroy them, but you won't. And that is what is high society.
Of course I can destroy them. I can destroy everybody I come across.
That is what I want. Say that again, because that was very attractive. Say it again.
I can destroy anyone that I come across.
That is, and why is that?
I'll kill you.
That is very good. Yes, you see, you have a name. Do you understand the fear that could be struck with a name like Intestine Scarp? I'm sure that your father, I'm sure that is a very proud name.
I once watched my father stare down another Mugashnar, which is a warrior from my culture, until he wet himself. It was really impressive.
That is what you do. This is what high society is. This is what high society is, Gozog. It doesn't matter how nice or what clothing you're in. Stare them down until they piss themselves.
I can do that. I can do that.
Very good.
And I look great. What am I wearing, Dylan?
I'll figure that out when we get to the... Because I forgot to do that. But I'll say this. I will say that you will gain like a charisma bonus now. Walking on in for sure for intimidation checks. I think we'll have you that like you get intimidation when you're in high society. Now you have like training of how to act when it comes to being around high society people for this upcoming event.
Or intimidation checks made in high society.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you the exact thing once I figure it out. And also, like, you don't even... I'd say this. Like, obviously, you'll get the fancy condition, which I'm going to get from George to make sure that everyone has the exact fancy condition when you're wearing it. But, like, you'll be able to, like, have, like, some bonuses without even being in fancy clothes. Like, if you want to, like, wear armor, you can walk around. Or, like, not wear armor, or just, like, wear your own stuff. And, like, suddenly it's like, oh, you don't even need the fancy condition. You're just a Golzog who's been trained in high society.
Yep. Love the fancy condition.
Is there anything else you want to do?
Yeah, just that one drink with Cara Maria, just being like, I feel like I owe her at least a drink since I lost her a job.
Okay, this is a social check, so this would be a persuasion check. This is a DC 20.
Great.
You have advantage.
Well, first one was not good. All right, 16.
16. Okay. So you aren't like Carmaria is helping you train. But socially you're so busy with everything else going on and so like focused on all the other stuff. And also like every so often you are all, I'll say this, in the week, whatever you want to have told each other, you told each other. Whatever you didn't want to have told each other, you didn't. But for the most part, you were all kind of up to date on what you all did. And like the things you learned about the mysteries, all that stuff, you know that.
Yeah.
And you were all kind of helping each other in all these other things that you just couldn't really find time to get Cara Maria.
All right.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's okay.
But it is
then I guess I just want to also block off the cooking contest and the fight are not at the same time, right?
No, they're like,
I'd like to attend the cooking contest.
This is like a week of things, and I know for a fact if you go back through all of it, I'll be like, you do the masquerade, and then it's the parade the next day, and I'm sure I said that. I'm changing it. Fuck you. Fuck you for even paying attention to my lore. I have changed it, and it's different. Where the festivities start with the masquerade ball, and then we have all the other stuff throughout the week, and then it ends with the parade.
Right.
So you all find yourself at the end of this long week having gotten some more things figured out, some bonuses, some help, and it is now the day of the masquerade ball. The masquerade ball is this evening. You all will have your fancy clothes. You'll have your fancy condition, which I will get from George to make sure I know exactly what it is. We can decide what you want to do with that. You will have like a few hours in the day to maybe do some recon of who will be there, who you might know, who could help you when you're at the party. But after that, you'll be going to the masquerade ball. And you are like, at first, it was like, maybe you shouldn't go. Maybe you don't have to go. Now, as the heroes of like the realm, you are highly requested to be at the masquerade ball as like guests of honor at this point. I'll say this, actually, everyone make an insight check on the invitation you received from, make an insight check.
28.
Do I get one? Because no one knows.
Is this one
the invitation comes to David's for like the heroes of the realm.
11.
11? Okay.
Is this one flat or with advantage?
It's flat. It's just a normal roll.
12.
Okay. All of
15.
you just kind of are like, okay, here's an invitation. Marabella, you have heard so much about the founders of this city. You remember, you're the one who had the conversation. Like, yet you had like told it secondhand, but you had the conversation with Griselda about Razakar. You know Razakar is not good. You've talked with, Zara about what they found with Razakar. There's just like a shitty kind of tone that comes with this invitation to the ball that kind of feels like we'd be so honored if the heroes of the realm came to this party. It's you can tell this is like,
is heroes of the realm in quotes,
like,
or italics.
It's in like a full italics. Like it's really someone put some juice on heroes of the realm, and you just get the sense that like, as you already knew, there's clearly an enemy of yours that's gonna be there anyway, because the 2 is in disguise. Mm-hmm. But you just know that place isn't going to be all allies and then one enemy. You're like, we're walking into a viper's den. For sure. It's definitely better than when you had no allies and a bunch of people didn't think you were heroes, but
yeah.
It's best you all be prepared.
I relay that.
You relay that, And that is where we will end off for this evening. Next time, gang, we get to the masquerade ball. We have to have one in every campaign ever in the world because they're fun.
It's a requirement.
It's a
Dylan,
requirement.
what are the odds of someone shitting their pants at the masquerade ball? I
Hi!
have to ask.
Now that
They
the
are
four of us are going,
almost
no.
100%.
Oh no!
now that we're going, yeah, baby.
Guess where Base Croak went? Here. He found himself
Oh
here.
God! It's
All you
honestly
can
possible.
eat shrimp? Are you kidding me?
No,
People gonna shit.
look, even if I don't make one of you doing it, it's gonna be happening in the
Someone.
background. It's happening in the background, baby.
Make a
it's
perception check,
it's
and we
gonna
just
be
hear
proud
a
man.
low.
No, you know what? You know what
I'm
would
gonna
be
scare
better?
him at you.
You know what would be better, honestly? If all of you pass that check with flying colors, and then Gabe remains the only one who ever failed that check.
You know what?
'Cause that
Did
is
Gabe
better.
shit himself on stream
Marty.
in King of Tides?
Marty.
Yes,
Marty.
famously, so
That's
famously.
fantastic.
Mhm. Or if it was Marty, or if it was Gabe and Sir Talavar, who were
Yeah.
the two.
Yeah.
If there's any
In
if there's any
category.
doubt for the people watching, any doubt that you should be going back and listening to the podcast, it's this debate right here. Like, come
truly-
on, this who shit
It's very
themselves
on brand for us, yeah.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure
and subscribe to
I'm
Patreon.
pretty sure I titled that episode "A Low Note." It's right after the
Yeah.
episode of Fancy Condition.
It's in the party arc.
It is truly. You can. I think my favorite part about that moment where Gabe's character Zygo Coiltail shit himself because of a because George had a frog sing a note so low it just happened. Is because you can tell that Gabe Greenspan is actually upset. Like, you can tell that Gabe is sad that his character did that canonically. You know, it's
Well,
not that, like...
Also, it was like the third time. Like, he had to pass it 3 times or something like that. And Elon Base Croak was like, "Oh, well, get ready for this one." He's like, "Why am I doing this?
I think there
Why
was
is this happening?"
I think there was a moment where Gabe was out in the woods with Natasha's character with no
With
pants
no
on,
pants.
where
He was winning the pooing it.
where I could see Gabe's whole being crumble. So, just for those who weren't in the know, if you're wondering why Hannah asked, "Is anyone going to be shitting themselves at this party?" That's why, because it's very important to us that someone, I think, does.
So far, we're every Twitch campaign prior to this one, someone has shit their pants. Yes, it's only one.
It is
but still.
100% hit rate. Anyway, gang, does anyone have anything they want to plug before we end off for the evening?
Yes,
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I didn't do the art stream last week, but guys, especially the Raiders, anyone new who's watching, I also, on this channel, do an art stream for Hero Club at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Thursdays. I will be back this Thursday drawing something, and you can come watch me probably drink alcohol and also draw some art and chat about whatever's going on with Marty that day.
It really is
And
a
eat
fun
ramen
time.
too quickly?
Well, no, I have learned my lesson for at least 72 hours. So yeah, come watch me do some art. Hear a little bit about the podcast, about the stream, how things are going. Maybe it'll get you to go back and listen some more. It'll be fun.
Anyone else? John?
I have a couple of things.
Great.
Number one, I'm doing a show in LA at UCB Theater called Mamma Mia But Different. And tickets just went on sale. It's going to be extremely funny.
I just bought one.
Oh, you're coming? Great.
I hope so. I bought one again.
Say when it is.
It is a week from this Friday, which is terrifying to me. But because we've only had one rehearsal and we've got 5 more rehearsals. But it's a week from this Friday. It's Mamma Mia But Different. And basically, it's a new story of Mamma Mia with some of the songs, but a completely new story. It's a lot of funny people are in it. Then I'm doing another show in April, but I'm still plenty of time to pitch that. And then this Saturday, if you're watching this, you can only get this kind of news by watching this off-the-cuff stream here. But this Saturday, there's going to be a big announcement on a particular social media account that I am associated with.
This has to do with a creative endeavor, right?
Yeah. So
You're not
yeah.
planning something bad?
What?
Like a huge upheaval?
Am I
I don't
planning
know.
something?
We
What
live
are
in
you asking?
scary,
What?
uncertain times. You're not like gonna.
What? No,
do
no,
something.
no, no,
No,
no.
John.
I'm not a terrorist. I'm not gonna like. What the fuck?
And hey, you
No,
only get, you only get,
there's a secret announcement that is on Saturday for the people watching the
Remember,
stream.
the 23rd
You can use
of
context
March.
clues out of the theater companies that I work with, which one it is.
I just love
That
the
sounds
idea.
so much better than what I was.
I just
picturing.
love the idea that this is this off the cuff stream that happens every Tuesday at a predetermined time.
No, but what happens
I'm
during?
speaking off the cuff.
I know,
I guess
I
the
get
stream
it.
isn't. You're right. I'm sorry.
No, I love it. That is very exciting. Allegedly. Anyone else have anything they want to say? No? Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here, gang. 50 strong. We're heading to the end of this campaign. We're so happy that you have been here this entire time. We can't wait to play more games in different worlds with you all the time. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Bye. Bye now.
I'm gonna
Bye.
do my best